So this is like it's like a Brooklyn Nine-Nine shirt, right? And it's like, help me, blah, blah. It's a quote from the show. But if I sit like this, it looks like it just says, help me. Alright, hey everybody, welcome back to Mellon's Variety Show, the show that's about 80% show and 20% Mellon. I'm your host, the guy who lives in my cupboard. Anyway, so I've been out on holidays for like the last 4 days, so this might be a bit rushed. So I have like a day I have to have this out on, like a day after I'm filming. So the Friday is when you'll see this, and I am recording on the Thursday 13th of January. So yeah, so I hope this lives up to the standards of the one episode before this, but so I got a lot of positive feedback on the MVS one, so I renewed it for a season because to be perfectly honest, I didn't know if I wanted to continue doing this after the first episode, but I am now because I didn't expect the first episode to launch the way it did. Sorry, what's that? How long's a season? You didn't just ask. It's about 4 laughs. This episode makes you laugh 4 times. I have to cancel the show. So watch your mouth. And that's a threat. I need to stop threatening these people. Okay, yeah, you don't want to know what I do when I get angry. Anyway, so this episode is all about the TV shows because that's the show I enjoyed the most. That's the part I enjoyed the most, and I promise episode 4 will have nothing TV related. Okay, I promise. Okay, next part. Alright, let's get it. Why are you talking about this goddamn show when no one else has heard about it? Good question, and I won't be answering that today. Instead, I'll be talking about a different show. And like, just a quick disclaimer: I haven't watched this show in years. It's been quite a while. When it was removed from Netflix, they took it off because obviously not enough people were watching it. But I've watched the entire series about 5 times, so because that wasn't good enough for them. So, and yeah, guess where I found it? I googled it. It said it was Amazon Prime. It said it was on Amazon Prime. I checked. It's not. At least not here in Australia, anyway. So I watched it on YouTube, and so this show has a 6.0 on IMDb out of 10, which is a whole 2 stars more than some assembly required. And bonus point, the show was created by the same guy, Dan Signer, an absolute visionary genius for like 8-year-old me. Anyway, so the plot of the show is 14-year-old Adam he graduates college prematurely, and then he goes to his old high school and teaches kids his age. Right? Then he falls in love with one of the students, which normally would be a very iffy situation, but they're both the same age. You have to remember, they're both the same age. So it's not, yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, it sounds bad. It's not that bad. The love interest's name is Echo, and I just found out there's a character called Preston Pickles, and he looks like this. And if that's not a red flag, then I don't know what is. What amazing writing this show had. So I went back on YouTube and I typed in Mr. Young season 1 episode 1, and so the opening scene is you have the main character Adam and his sister Ivy, who is like one of 4 students at this school, right? It's you never see many of them. Oh my god. And she like almost crashes the car while trying to do her mascara eyelash juice. I'm gonna call it that, eyelash juice. right? She tries to like put it on. She tries to put it on while driving, and then he does the eyelash juice, and then it ends up having being clown makeup. It's like, ah, funny, and then he gets kicked out the car. So nice sister already, right? And then it's the theme song, which is absolutely amazing. This is one of the best show themes I'm gonna know. I'm not gonna play it now, but I will link it in the description, or maybe up there, or maybe this way, or maybe that way. I don't know. I don't know what the description is. They change it like every 5 seconds. Yeah, I'll put it in the description so I don't get copyright striked, because this is a brand new channel that I made 8 days ago, and I cannot have it getting copyright striked already. So there you go. Yeah, the theme song's absolutely amazing. I draw comparisons to Some Assembly Required, or SAR, as I'm gonna call it to save time. I draw comparisons to SAR, but it's actually so much better. It's so much better. Like it's actually funny. Like this one has good jokes that still make me laugh, whether I was a tiny little baby 8-year-old and then me now. So and then me now. But one of the right, yeah, sorry. One of the running no, that's not what I'm talking about yet. That's later. Um I'm so bad at this thing. Um, one of the bad things about the show is sometimes you'll get heavy, like, secondhand embarrassment from the teacher being in love with the student, and it's sometimes it's really bad. Like it'll drown out the funny. It'll be like, ha ha ha. That's the embarrass. Yeah, right. You get it. You get it. I don't have to explain it. And yeah, sometimes it drowns out the funny, the but it's always like it always makes a comeback. The funny being come back. And the reason it's so heavy is because it's one of those stereotypical like, I can't talk to you because I'm in love with you, and so then it's like, but I can't a wooga like right. And so I like this show. Um, it's unlike Some Assembly Required, which is like a 4 out of 10. It's not that good. This is more like a 7, and it's much higher. It's much higher because I love this show with all of my heart still to this day. Wait, okay, I love this show with all of my heart still to this day because it was just so good back then, and it still is pretty good. So yeah, right. Enough talking about the show. On the next topic. And if you were wondering whether the teacher and the student get together, they do on the second last episode of the entire show, which is the second last episode of season 3. Um, so that's fun. Hey, stop talking. Haha, Netflix, am I right? It seems to be the butt of the joke in most videos about streaming services. Like they have too much movies or too much choice, or there's a guy named Dave from Netflix HQ keeps coming over to my house and watching me over my shoulder to make sure I'm still using Netflix, stuff like that. And this is not going to be different. This is going to be the exact same. I'm making fun of Netflix's choices of shows to have on there that aren't theirs. Like, don't get me wrong, some Netflix original shows are pretty good. There's like, I'm gonna, no, I can't say that. I can't think of any off the top of my head right now. I can, but I'm not gonna list them. But there is some. But it's things like every Pokemon series ever. Like, Pokemon Journeys, the series, in case you forgot that you were on Netflix and it's going to be a series. You got Pokemon Sun and Moon, Ultra Legends. That's kind of cropped, but Pokemon Indigo League, Pokemon The Power of Us, Me When I Don't Get the Nuggies. Pokemon, oh, this is a Netflix original. Pokemon the movie Secrets of the Jungle, you can tell because it's got the N in the corner. And Pokemon the movie, I Choose You, as if there wasn't already enough Pokemon movies. And also, like, Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures. Who's gonna watch a 3D animated Pac-Man? It's literally a guy who eats dots for a living. Like, Jesus. It's like... and then there's, like, PJ Masks. I understand PJ Masks. Kids love that. My sister used to love that as well. And, yeah. But Super Y? This show came out in 2015, and it's so outdated, it's not funny. How about they can show about the alphabet B? Yeah. The gist is, I'm not going to go into it too much, but the gist is it came out in 2015, so it's for a generation that probably doesn't need to learn their ABCs anymore, and doesn't need to learn their ABCs anymore, and so, and just look, does this girl want to be alive? Do you look at that? Look at her. The Dinosaur Train, absolute classic. There's Odd Squad, another show I used to really like, I guess. And a very silly, stupid guy. A guy who always has accidents, and it's funny because of cartoon violence. What's that? It's not real. Oh, what sounded familiar? Maybe because it's half the shows on here. Oh look, it's this guy. It's Booba. I just need to make a really important phone call. Hey, can you let me know who? Hey, Stephen, can you let me know who Boomer is? Yeah, that'd be very nice. Mm-hmm. Yep. Not really. Oh. Mm-hmm. Oh shit. Oh, it's terrible. I won't mention him again. I'm not crying. You're crying. I need to stop talking about this because I am not a kid and these shows are not funny, but I like complaining and people enjoy these variety shows. So here you go. Last topic. Here we go. Oh my god. I originally filmed something completely different for this number 3 spot, but it was bad. So now I'm wearing a different shirt. Also, like you can't expect me not to talk about this. It's literally been on repeat the entire time I was on holiday. It's bratz with a Z, super babyz with a Z. I'm surprised that super doesn't also start with a Z. The critically acclaimed movie that was not released in cinemas, to the extent of my knowledge, and has a 3.5 on IMDb. Lovely, right? And get this, there's a video game for it. I'm not kidding. It was adapted for the Nintendo DS and PC, two platforms that could not be more different. And no, I'm not playing it because I don't have a DS nor a DS emulator nor a will to play it at all. And so the plot, but yeah, more on the game later. The plot of the movie is the super babies with a Z go to an amusement park where they find an alien matter exchanger being sold, which like that you can sell dodgy things, right? That's a bad thing in its own. But you sell an alien matter exchanger and then sell it to an old woman who thought it was a toy. So their grandma, who's aptly named Grandma, buys it thinking it's a toy, and then the babies wake up with powers, which is where the super butt comes from. I know, right? Um, Spider-Man level writing right there. I know. It also features this old potato who would literally terrify anyone under the age of like 25. So like I would stay clear of this movie, especially since where we found the DVD for the movie was at an op shop on sale. And that's when you know it's junk. Movie aside, the game is 12 mini games, and one of the menu options just says secrets, which I don't think is very secret if you have them on the menu screen. So nice job on that one, Bratz. Or should I say, two of the most uncreative, no pun intended, company names of all time: Create Studios and All Productions. And there is literally no record of the Create Studios that made this game, and sorry about that one. My camera quit. Sorry, cut off mid sentence. I'm just gonna like reread this sentence. So, like, there's no record of the Create Studios that made this game, and All Productions, my bad, is no longer in business, and the last game was released in 2010. Can you guess how many employees they had at their peak? I'll give you 5 seconds. Time's up. It's 25, and they released more than 20 games. Holy crap, that's too many! 20! 20! Okay, cut that. I've fallen down a bit of a rabbit hole here, and I'm running out of time. So I will do a part 2 in like a later episode, probably like number 5, something like that. I don't know what that beat is. So this variety show might be a little shorter than the last one because the topics aren't as talkable as the last ones were. But please send me items over Discord or maybe Instagram. At Mellon. Yes, that's right, 3 melons, and that's 7 too many. I'll see you in the next variety show where I grab a stranger by her shoulder and throw her into that hole in the ground. Wait, how the fuck did it? Why is there a hole in my ground? Oh, right, outro. Good morning, or good night from Mellon. Who fucking put a hole in my? I need to go sort this out.